Well, welcome into the studio. It's nice to have you here.
Thanks, man.
And just let me go ahead and get this stuff out of the way early
You
on.
make such eye contact. It's like it's disarming. Do you find that, Seth?
I can't look at him when I'm on the radio with him. I always have to look down.
You get lost, right?
You like those blue
lost
eyes?
in his eyes.
Is it disarming or disturbing?
It's unsettling.
Do most radio guys not look people in the eyes when they talk to them?
Well, not that deep. Do you want me to tell you the story?
Yeah.
It's a little long.
Hey, we got all night.
No, I worked with Bill Cosby, right? And he was my hero ever since I was a kid. You know, my dad and I always used to listen to him. So I did this. I got to open for him at this theater, and I was so excited and everything. I met him afterwards and everything, and I was all nervous. And he talks in a weird way. He talks like just shorthand, like he just doesn't use verbs and stuff. But he goes, so anyways, he's like, so I'm like, it's such a thrill to meet you and everything, you know. And I go, when I grew up, my dad and I listened to your albums all the time, you know, we really loved you. So he goes, where does your dad live? So I'm like, he lives in Ottawa. So he's like, so he turns to his guy that's with him and he goes, Morty, Ottawa, aren't we Ottawa? And so the guy's like looking at his thing. He's like, yeah, we're doing Ottawa in August. He goes, get the phone number of this man. His father will come to the show. We will sit this man's father in the front. Now, afterwards, he will come back and talk. I'm the man's hero. So the man will come back and he will talk to his hero. So I was like all happy. I was like, oh my God, it's the greatest. So then the guy gets a paper and then Bill Cosby hands me the paper and he goes, just write your father the number, the phone, and I will. So I write his phone number, and as I'm writing it, I realize my dad died like 10 years earlier. Right?
Oh my God!
But like I was in such a weird, like surreal thing. Like Bill Cosby was being like the sweetest guy ever. I didn't want to at that point say
disappoint him.
Yeah, hey, my father's dead. I didn't want to bring everybody down, so I just wrote down a bunch of numbers, you know, like I knew the area code,
right?
And then I just wrote 7 other digits. So then I forgot all about it. And then there's another thing about how powerful people get your phone number. I have no idea, but it was like 4 months later or something, and I was doing this thing on the Drew Carey show. Remember that show?
Yeah.
I was doing some role on that, little tiny role. And then the girl comes over, like the script girl. She goes, Bill Cosby's on the phone for you. So I go, what?
Oh, my gosh.
So I went over and I go, hello? And he's like, yes, the number is a woman's voice comes on and says that the number is not a number. So I said, no. I keep lying, you know, because I couldn't at that point go, oh, yeah, I lied to you. So I'm like, no, that's the number. And he's like, I'm phoning the number twice. I will phone the third time, but are you sure that's... So I said, no, that's the number. I kept lying and lying. And so anyways, I told a story somewhere in New York, I think on Letterman or something like that. And then the next day when I went to Saturday Night Live, there were all these flowers. Like there was like about 300 things of flowers. My whole office was filled with flowers. And then... like 2 days later, I found this little tiny card on one of the flowers, and it said, I'm sorry to inform you that your father is long since dead, Bill Cosby.
By all means. First of all, this is my favorite 2-second clip, although there's no bleeping here.
Okay.
Oh, good for you.
My God, that's hilarious.
And now, sir, it gets even better.
Kick your I want you off the set, you
Sorry.
No, don't just be sorry. Think for 1 second. The are you doing? Are you professional or not?
Yes, I am.
Do I walk around and rip that? No, shut up, Bruce. Do I want? No, don't shut
Now, are you
up.
picturing him in a Batman costume the whole time doing this?
Yeah,
Lights down
is that what you did?
in the middle of a scene? Then why the are you walking right through?
I mean, it just keeps going and going and going. This was almost a 4-minute tirade. What happened is his director of photography walked into a scene, I guess, in the back of another actor.
This is on the set of Terminator.
And he just absolutely lost it.
Yeah.
So let's start right there.
Well, that's probably it. That does sound like a mistake.
Norm, have you ever
Sounds
lost?
like a bad mistake.
Have you ever lost it like this on the set?
No, and plus, if I was rich, I would just be happy.
No matter what.
Yeah, if I had money, like Christian Bale has money, I would just be happy all the time. I would never be unhappy.
Yeah, but if you had that kind of money, you wouldn't be out doing comedy tours like this and having me stare deep into your eyes.
I wouldn't even be doing that movie.
Norm Macdonald, it was a pleasure.
This is fun.
You'll be at Side Splitters all weekend long.
Except that part where you fell in love with me.